Humu humu.
Humu humu.
Humu humu.
Humu humu.
Okay, I think we can start by saying why we are doing this stream. This is our second one, right? Yeah, but the last one was like more than half a year ago. Yeah, yeah. Well, why do you think we are?
Right.
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? Because we want to keep ourselves in check.
Right,
We
because
want
we
to.
cannot meet deadlines, right? Because we cannot meet deadlines. That's why we are doing this.
What is this word that you're speaking of? Deadline. Not in my dictionary.
So okay, do you want to start first?
Sure. I will start by talking about this networking thing that I'm working on. So I guess the both of us don't really have much experience with writing networked games. So I was thinking we should probably like start experimenting with some basic networking, just to see like what are some of the things to take note of when we start making our uh, you know networked co-op games and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. So my idea initially was to do some implement networked co-op shmup, very basic shmup with with rollback networking. So rollback networking is basically um, rollback 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 netcode. Yeah. So like I was referring to this article on Gamma Sutra about networking, rollback networking in Versus.
Inverses, right?
Yeah. And so just reading through this article. But right now I'm still like working on basic networking. So basically what I have now is can host a server, host a game, and then on my other end I can join the game and ta-da! And I can move something over here. Ooh, look at the frame rate. I think my computer is dying, lagging from everything.
This is all JavaScript.
Yeah, this is all JavaScript.
Mm.
Ooh. Ooh.
How does your main game loop looks like, right? In order to support this rollback
Oh,
system.
right. So for now, I don't have rollback. Right now, this is just really just sending the inputs across the network, and then the other end will just run the inputs, assuming like everything is lockstep, is in sync.
Right. This is UDP, I assume.
No, this is using WebSockets.
WebSockets. Oh,
Um,
how is it
mm,
different from like the usual TCP/IP and UDP?
right. So with WebSockets, underlying it is basically a TCP connection. Um, in your standard browsers, there isn't really a well supported way for you to do UDP right now. Um, there is this thing called WebRTC, which is for real time communication. It is the uh, channel that you use, the medium that you use to do your video calls, your voice calls over through your browser. But it seems like it's really difficult to set up right now. So WebSocket seems to be the more established way of connecting computers over connecting your browsers
And you're
over.
saying that it's essentially the packets are received in order lah, so it's TCP.
Mm, yeah,
Oh, but
it's
is not
basically.
is that not like not the most ideal thing for an action based multiplayer game?
Yeah, that's true. It's not the most ideal if you need really really low latency connections, low latency packet sending. Uh, but it's kind of the best thing we have right now.
For web lah.
Yeah, I
Ah,
mean the other thing would the best if you really want like low latency stuff. The way to go is to use WebRTC. They have a So WebRTC has like a video channel and audio channel. You can as well as a data channel. So basically, you can send arbitrary data over the data channel in this communication medium. But the thing is, setting up WebRTC is kind of a pain right now.
right, right.
So
Th-
like
there
for
isn't.
convenience, WebSockets work fine.
I see. And you think that there are action-based web-based game out there that uses WebSockets?
Yeah, probably.
That's cool.
It's probably the most supported one, the
Most
supported way
supported
of
in
doing it.
that all browsers support it.
All the modern browsers,
Right.
basically all your Chromium-based browsers and your Firefox browsers.
Right.
All support.
So what you're showing here, right?
Hmm.
It consists of obviously the front end application, right, which is the two
Hmm.
circles, and then
Hmm.
there is still the server that you have written, is it?
Um, so right now, uh, this is kind of a peer-to-peer thing. I have a server set up, but the server is mainly just as acting as a relay as well as a lobby kind of thing.
Ah,
So when you start the application and you say host, right? So
yeah.
it just creates an entry on the server that says, oh, there is a room there they can join. Like I can do like
Mm.
1111, host game at 1111. I can do and join the game at 1111.
So the server at the moment is just hosting this data to connect the two, lah.
Yeah, it's just connecting the two, and then it serves as a relay as well. Because the right now all the packets are being sent through the server instead of from this point to the other point.
Right.
So why I chose this is because if I want to play on mobile, it is or yeah, if I want to play on mobile or from home, it is highly likely that there'll be NAT in between, or your firewalls in between, or just general network issues connecting directly to another client.
Right.
So uh, the way that a lot of people get around this is just to have a server in between acting as a relay. So both clients will just connect to that server, and then you will just relay packets through this relay server, and that gets rid of all your uh, you don't get peer-to-peer connection, but it just avoids all that whole NAT traversal kind of problems lah.
NAT. What's that again?
And NAT, network address translation. So basically, when you're sitting behind your router, right,
Hmm.
um, your router has a public IP address, the one that's issued by your ISP,
Yes.
and then it has an internal address. You have your own internal network, your LAN, right?
Right.
And so your IP address of your computer is
It's
different from the
relative to
IP
the
address
router
of
lah, basically, right? When
yeah,
we
it's
check.
relative to the router. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So if you want to connect to another computer directly, right,
Hmm.
you need to know. Basically, you need to find a way to punch a hole through that whole NAT, the whole network address translation thing that the router has set up.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that is quite a bit of work. It's quite annoying. And I figured that most likely the most common case is that you have to have a relay server anyway. So I'm just gonna stick
Just
with
do everything through the server lah.
yeah
Also,
the most.
the hole punching thing is not trivial to implement lah.
It is not very trivial to implement.
I
There are a lot of
see.
things to consider, and then ultimately the fallback is still a relay server. Right? If you can try like directly connecting. If it doesn't work, you try your NAT traversal. There are a few different methods, or maybe one general method. But in any case, once those uh, methods fail, right, you have to fall back to a relay server. Otherwise,
Right.
you have to say, oh, I can't connect you. That's it,
Right. Right. Right.
and that won't be a very good experience. So having a relay server as a fallback is
So
the thing that I think,
at the bare minimum, you still need a relay server.
yeah.
That's cool.
So if that's going to be the case, then I might as well just just work with the relay server right from the start.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. What's next though? What's next? What do you
What's next?
aim to implement next?
Right. So next up, so this is supposed to be a shmup. So next up, um, maybe add a bit of. Uh, so next thing I want to do is just implement the rollback first, or maybe I'll just do it as a lockstep kind of thing and see how that works.
Hmm.
Then implement some basic shmup. mechanics, and then we'll get to test it out maybe next week.
Yeah, yeah. It would be nice if I can take part in the testing.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, basically right now I just have one server running that hosts the HTML and JavaScript files, and another server running that is running uh, the backend, the relay server, and basically the lobby as well.
Okay.
Not as much of a lobby, but
Uh,
hopefully I'll just combine these two together. But right now for development, it's easier to just have one that handles uh, the what do you call it? Handles the static files, and another that handles the lobby stuff.
right. This
There's a
this
bunch of
server
tools.
is
Mhm.
written in what? In JavaScript.
JavaScript, yeah, Node,
Oh,
running on Node.js.
nice.
I have a bunch of things to help me out. So I'm using this tool called uh, Parcel Bundler that will allow me to. So it basically reloads the page in the browser whenever you make changes to your HTML, your CSS, or your JavaScript file.
Mm.
Yeah. Then I have another thing called NodeMon that runs and watches my server file. So whenever I make a change to the server, it will restart the server. Make a change to the server code, it will restart the server.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is some productivity tools. These make it like really fast to iterate.
Right, right. Yeah, you don't have
Mm.
to do all this manual labor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Previously, I would have to, switch to my browser after making a change to the servers, the client files, right? The HTML pages and stuff. Um, I would have to go to my browser and then refresh and
Yeah. Oh,
do
that's
it.
cool.
Yeah.
What,
And
what,
then
what what's that thing called again? This automation tool?
so for web stuff, for browser-based stuff, you can use this one called Parcel
Parcel.
Bundler. Yeah. So,
Oh.
use that one. Parcel Bundler. Well, currently version 2 is currently
Parcel.
in testing. Yeah.
Isn't there one called what? Something jobs ah?
Jobs? Something
What's
jobs?
it called? It starts with an S, right? In the past, I think you used that before. Detect
Mm,
changes, or is it a different thing altogether? What's it called
um,
again?
to detect changes. You mean like a make file kind of thing?
Right, right. Is
Or
there any like relevance?
previously I used something called scones.
Scones, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it? It's like a similar thing.
but not really, because scones doesn't monitor your directory and then rebuild on the fly. Uh, you probably need to write something on top of that to do it.
Right.
Not that it's impossible; it's possible. It's just that I don't think it's built into scones. Scones is just a make file kind of thing. You run scones, just type the command scones or something, and then it will look at your make file like kind of configuration, and then you'll just rebuild your entire package.
Ah, I see.
Kind of like how a make file does it lah. Like, it's just that it's written in Python, so
I see.
it's
I
probably
see.
easier to read. Yeah. Whereas Parcel is has a hot module reloading kind of thing, uh, so it really monitors the code on your disk, and then it will refresh your browser page for you. So like if I wanted to uh, let's see clients, if I wanted to add a title to my page here, what do I shmup,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go back in and ta-da, it reloads without me having to do anything.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Hmm. And then the other one is NodeMon for Node.js. Um, so it'll restart the server if I make a change to my server code. Uh, and I don't know what I can do. Blah. And then if you look, my server has restarted and stuff like that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. There's a lot of tools out there. Yeah. That's
Mm-hmm,
very
mm-hmm.
cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
hopefully, like in our future stuff that we do, hopefully we have some way of monitoring files on disk, then reload whatever's necessary, or at least perform the compilation automatically so that we don't have to. Basically, things to automate some of our the manual, the tedious,
Yeah, yeah,
not so useful parts of our jobs.
yeah.
Mm.
I agree.
Mm. Mm.
Nice, 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 nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Does it mean
What?
that it's my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really have much. Let me prepare a little. Hang on.
I guess I can stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Stop.
Then it's my turn to share
Yeah.
screen. How do I? Oh, there we go. Share screen. I will share my desktop. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. Screen 2. How taxing is it, to be going live on Discord and going live on YouTube at the same time? Should be fine, I don't
Don't
think.
know when you stop when I stop hearing you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, it's fine. I don't think it's that taxing. Uh, okay. Okay, there we go. Do you see GameMaker?
Mm-mm.
Anyways, I'm using GameMaker 2.3.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me just. I'll show you what I have, which is practically nothing. Do you see this? It's a black screen. Oh, okay. So I have this. I wanted to test like a generation of a room, right? But I don't really have anything yet, so I can just like define the initial size of the room,
Right.
right?
Oh.
I let go, right, and then I get the tower, right? And then that's all I have. That's all I have. Yeah, but I can show you a mock-up of what I was going for.
Oh.
This is what I was going for. Hang on, let me turn off the working tiles. So as you can see, right, I do want to have like some ways to randomize the different tiles. Right, I have like about a dozen tiles here, right, that I can randomly pick. But the issue here, right, is some tiles may look good if I just randomly pick them, like static noise, right? Just pick based on the value, right, per tile.
Yeah.
But there are certain tiles that probably should be grouped together, right? So that at least that it looks a bit more natural, a bit more what's the word? Contiguous, I suppose, right? Like, so then I might also need to rely on, say, a Perlin noise texture. Right, so I'm looking into that lah. So I might be doing like two pass, right? First pass is like just static noise per tile, right? Use the noise value to pick a tile from like from maybe a few choices. Like maybe this one is fine, maybe this one is fine, right? This one is fine. Then right, this one is fine maybe, right? So this is for the static noise. Then the one with like a ton of tiles in there, smaller tiles in there, those I can generate them from a Perlin noise texture lah. Yeah, so that's my plan, right? Then I have to create the walls around the room. So I'm trying to keep it simple. I'm just going to make it like a rectangular room. So it's my idea here, right, is that I'm going to make a sort of like a dungeon crawling, but a dungeon crawling arena brawler, if that makes sense. So in that you really just go from arena to arena, right? So there will be a network of arena which I have to generate, and that's where the dungeon crawling comes in lah. So-called dungeon crawling, yeah. So certain rooms will have loots and whatnot. That's the plan. Okay. Now if you look at this wall, right, you notice that it's shaded a certain way. And I'm trying to look up how to do it in code. So let me show you what I mean. So if you notice, right? If you notice, if I put this wall here, you notice that it's different. From this wall and this wall is different, right? And that's the way it's shaded. The way it's shaded is different. So if I were to say, let me just grab 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 the gradient from here. It's somewhere behind.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, okay.
Hmm.
So let me just put it on a layer somewhere. Hang on. Okay, let me just put it on top of this tiles layer.
Hmm.
Okay. So at a certain point, right? I used to do when art is concerned, right? I used to just blend it by simply turning down the alpha value, right?
Mm-hmm.
And while that may work, it doesn't really look like all that
Hmm.
nice, to be honest,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
it's a bit dull.
Yeah.
So I'm at this moment, right? I'm relying on the overlay, the blend mode
Oh.
overlay,
Hmm.
right? And then I get this nice effect. And the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to do it like procedurally for the floor tiles, but only at the corners, right? But
Mm.
only like at the end of the rooms.
Mm.
And in order to do it procedurally, I need
Mm.
to figure out how to do the overlay blending mode in code lah.
Mm.
So do you have any idea where I can look
Right. I
look
think
it up?
Wikipedia probably has.
You think overlay is like a standard blending mode lah?
Seems like it.
Let's check it out.
Mm.
Overlay blend mode, and you think that the algorithm will be available?
Yeah. Overlay combines screen and multiply blend modes. And
Mm,
do you see it?
hang on, I'm in
Hmm.
Wikipedia blend modes.
Yeah. And then
Uh,
just go down to overlay,
this one.
and I hope it's the same thing.
Oh, it's piecewise. It's
That's why.
piecewise.
That's why. That's why. A lot of like, I think a lot of frameworks that try to uh, implement the Flash API, I don't think they really support overlay because it's a piecewise kind of thing.
Hmm.
So it requires a shader lah, rather
Right.
than just a normal, just blend it.
Right. I keep hearing people say like you should not do branching in shader. Do you think that's
Nah,
nah?
I mean, well, it is a little more complicated than just that statement, right?
Mhm.
Because uh, the I at least as far as I understand it, the biggest issue is just if your different branches uh, do a lot of different work, then then it becomes costly in the sense that because the from my understanding is that your shader will have to run through both branches
Mhm.
in any case. And so if you do wildly different work in both branches, right, then you are wasting a lot of cycles because your shader either it has to wait for the other cores to finish running that chunk of maybe say if branch. Some cores have to handle the if branch, some cores have to handle the else branch. Um, Basically, your shaders all run in the same at the same step in same step. So
Right.
maybe the ones that have to run the else branch, right? They'll be waiting while your other cores are running the if branch or something like that, lah.
Mm.
As far as I understand, basically there is waiting. But if your branch is like just a couple of one line, two lines,
Then
okay,
there's no
yeah,
damage done.
yeah.
Because I've heard that I'm not sure how relevant it is still, right? But whenever there is branching involved, right, it's entirely possible that there's some kind of a prediction going on, right? Where like uh, which uh, which branch should be like cached, right? It should be processed individually
Right.
and cached. And if you choose the wrong one, then there's the trashing of the pipeline, right? That's what they say, right?
That's for your general purpose CPUs lah. I'm not sure
Uh,
how it works on your GPUs, your
uh,
GPU cores. But yeah, there is truth to that. It will mess up your pipeline if there's a wrong branch prediction. Um,
Mm.
but
And
that's only in really intense loops.
I see, I see. So
And
you think that's all right, even though it's a per pixel operation?
yeah, as far as I understand, like on GPUs, it's either that they run both branches and then they pick one result, um, or they might have to stall while other cores are processing one branch. Then after that, the other processors will stall while these others run this branch. But
Uh,
I mean, if it's just going to be like a couple of lines, how your
it's
GPUs are so fast
probably
that
fine, right?
yeah, it's not going to matter.
I see, I see. Right, right. So usually people say this as a some kind of a general guide, lah, right? Rather than something that you have to follow,
Yeah,
no matter what, right?
but it's kind of like a premature optimization.
Mm. Okay, okay. That's cool. So I'll look up I'll look up the overlay thing.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So this is what I have. I maybe one thing I can share is I'm currently using GameMaker version 2.3, which is the one that introduced sequence and
Hmm.
the new GML features, right?
Hmm.
Uh, so one of the newer features is I have to rewrite my entire FSM to make use of their new lightweight object, which
Oh.
essentially, right, is you notice this? There's a keyword constructor here.
Mhm.
I can make like a struct now, right?
Mm.
Name FSM, right? And I can have like various data tied to this struct. So I
Mm.
can have like state the inner state, right? I can have references to the various functions, the callback functions for each of the state, right? Each state will have three functions, right?
Mm.
Enter, update, and exit, right? So now I can have everything in here, and it's tied to the struct, which is
Mm.
which is nice. I can have methods as well, right?
Mm.
Which in this case is a static variable, but we assign a function to it.
Mm.
Yeah, which is nice, right? Because in the past, uh, in order to hold all of this data, right, I have to create an instance,
Mm. Mm.
or not an instance. Sorry, I have to create an object, right? And then
Mm.
to make use of it, I have to create an instance of the FSM object.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I think that it has it is not, how do I put it? Creating an object means that I'm also allocating memory to like the variables like x and y,
Mm.
image blend,
Right.
none of which I'm using, right?
Right. Right.
And I think that it also has a performance impact, right? If I generate enough of them, because ultimately there's this huge loop in the engine, right? This huge list of instances in the engine, right? And
Mm.
having to process them, I imagine that there is some performance impact as well.
Have you encountered that kind of performance impact?
My games are not big enough for that, I
Mm.
think.
Mm.
Yeah, but if I have like multiple enemies on screen, right,
Mm.
and each enemy is an instance, and if an FSM, right, is another instance that is added to the same list, right,
Mm.
uh, it can it, we can see that how it wouldn't scale that well, lah.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, I did that previous method anyway because I think like at the very least it will make my code more readable.
Mm. Yeah.
But now I don't even have to worry about that, lah. I can just do this, right?
Mm.
And I can call the methods, right, tied to the FSM, which is nice.
Cool. How do you
Mm.
use it?
How do I use it? I don't
Mm.
have a. Oh, I deleted my use case. Let me show. Let me show. So I can do this lah. I can do say m slash FSM, right, equals to
Mm-hmm.
new FSM.
Mm.
I do believe that I have to pass in. I
Mm.
hang on. Let me check. Oh wait, I can just do
Mm.
this. right? Okay, so I'm holding a reference to
Mm.
the instance itself.
Mm.
So that's it, right? That now I've created an instance of the lightweight object.
Mm.
Then I can add state, right? Oh, of course. We can also do. Let me think. Let's have a normal state, I suppose, right?
Mhm.
Or maybe we can just do the whole thing. Hang on. Uh, 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 what should we call that? Let me think. Hang on. Mm, so we can have like two states. Uh, normal enter. Right. This is the usual way we do
Mhm.
our FSM, right?
Mm.
Right. Well, we don't have to. It's just a showcase, so we don't have to do anything inside.
Mm.
And then this will be advanced. No, other other. Hang on, I hope I'm not doing anything wrong here.
Mm.
Now, of course, we can also shift this into a separate script. It doesn't have to be written in here.
Mm.
Then, in add state, right? Oh, I forgot what it is. Let's see. State enter update exit. There we go. Right. So we can just do yeah.
Mm.
Then normal enter, normal update, normal exit. Can add the different one. I have not properly tested this though, but I think it should be working.
Mm.
Oh, that's generally how we do it, right? And then we can also set up the edge. Add an edge here. What's the edge again? Hang on. Edge. So from to predicate. Okay. From this to others. Right, and then we write a function that returns true or false, or
Mm.
depending on when you want to make the switch from
Mm.
normal to other. But this one I
Mm.
haven't properly tested. Of course, there is the change state, right, that we can call, so that we can still manually change the state
Mm.
if we want to,
Mm.
like that. That's it. That's how we
Mm.
use it. Uh, don't you doesn't this remind you of how we used to code the what was that? Space Jack, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
yeah. Your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah. Really cool that get like a little bit more uh, higher level coding stuff in GameMaker.
Right, because in the past it's super annoying. You cannot create your own data structures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, even now, right?
It's
Even
such a
for the
pain.
yeah, exactly. Even for the room, right? I'm creating like a room struct that holds the data, lah, which is nice, lah.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen this function syntax as well. Is that something?
It's this new. It's new. It's new.
Mm.
It's in 2.3, which is why I had to rewrite some stuff.
Mm.
Because it's such a huge change.
Mm.
Uh, I've heard that there are people who updated to 2.3, right, and it completely broke their project. Like I think I have to rewrite like my centipede demo also, right, that I've shown you last time. I have to rewrite
Yeah.
some of the stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Some stuff seems to be broken.
Mm.
Mm.
So when you write these functions here,
Mhm.
function other enter and all that, are they accessible outside of this script or?
This you have to assess this.
Mm.
The scope becomes, if I'm not wrong, right, the scope belongs to this particular object if you write it
Mm.
in here.
Mm.
If you write it in the the standard script here, right? Like you know this, you see this script. If you create a separate script, then it will be global scope, I think.
I see, I see.
Yeah. Another thing, right, is if I am not wrong, right? If I'm not wrong, you know, I'm pretty lazy lah, so I don't like go and read through the documentation. But I have heard that you can create like scripts here, right, and then bind the function to an instance.
So
Yeah.
what does that mean?
That means that you can probably invoke the function by saying like, oh, this instance dot do something, right? Whereas in the past, you probably have to say like, you call this function and then you pass the ID of the instance in, you know, and then the function will access the thing,
Right.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not super sure, but I think that's what it does, right? It makes sense if you think of it that way. So yeah. I don't think I will be like rushing in to use all the new features, but the lightweight objects definitely seems pretty cool. Because like last time people actually, I was showing a demo from last time. Let me see if I still have it. I have a demonstration. Hang on, I have to open like a different version of GameMaker so that I don't have to. Like if you use 2.3 to open the older projects, right? They will ask you to generate like a completely new project. So let me just
I
open
can
up
see
a
how
separate version.
this is really helpful. Like that time when we were working on Provilla, and I was using GMNet. The syntax, the way it was written is like it's just you have to work around the fact that you don't really have
The data
these
structure of your
lightweight
own, right?
objects.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you have to keep passing objects here and there.
It's super annoying.
Such a, yeah, so painful.
Okay, let's see if this still works. So I had a demo of sort lah. I'm not sure if I've shown it to you before. Have you seen this? Oh, it's weird. I think I changed some stuff. It looks a bit ugly. Anyways.
Oh yeah. You show me this.
Right. So when I show this on Reddit, there are people who suggested that I should look into implementing a quad tree, right? And my response was, oh yeah, that's definitely cool, right? I've thought of that, but um, I do not know how to write my own data structure in GameMaker because obviously you cannot, right? That you have to do all sorts of weird things, right? Fake it lah, yeah, you have to fake it. But now I can lah, right? Yeah, now I can, which is nice. So yeah, so that's what I have. That is what I have. Yeah, and I've already covered like what I'm going to do next, right? Which is the random generation thing. Yeah. Actually, a big thing that I wanted to do, right, is lighting. Like we have talked about how given our training, right, we scarcely ever do make use of like the you know the computer graphics training that we have gone through, right? So yeah, I would like to draw like the normal map, the normal textures for each tile, and I would like to do some lighting. Yeah, I do not know how it will look, to be honest, but the whole point is uh, to make any new games, right, from this point onward, make it look how do I put it, a little bit more advanced, right, technologically advanced, right, compared to our older works, which is a little bit more flat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, flat doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that it doesn't look so modern. Yeah. Yeah. It definitely looks like a throwback. You know. I would like to have some. I would like to make it a little bit more modern, a little bit more eye-catching. Yeah. So I would like to try that out, lah.
Cool.
yeah, I think that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it. Yeah, you have my wonderful work here. Nothing. There's nothing here. Yeah. I'm not sure how much I can do by next week because I will have to spend the weekend working on Train Top Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I told you I need
Oh,
to add the. Oh yeah, I'll show it here. Hang on. Train Top Mania.
Train Top Mania, Train Top Mania,
Train Top Mania. Hang on, where is it?
Train Top Mania, Train Top Mania.
Yes, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the icon that they gave. Anyways, oh, loud. Quite. So you get, I think you have seen this before, right?
Yeah.
Um, so what I told the publisher is that I will add the features to oh no, to improve
Yeah.
the retention.
Mm.
Yeah, but I'm a bit stuck lah. I do not know how to squeeze like a costume button in here. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do now. Yeah, to add a costume button.
Right.
And you notice how I open up Firefox to play this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
For some weird reason, right? In Chrome, right, the game always lags.
Huh.
Weird. I don't know why.
Weird.
I have no idea why.
Maybe it's the Pokey website.
I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. So I'll work on this over the weekend. So maybe I will be showing this also next week,
Mm.
right? Hopefully I'll have
Okay.
lighting done here also. We'll see.
Mm.
Yeah. I should have a little bit more time now lah because of school holidays.
Cool.
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, let me drag this down. Okay. Okay, that's it. Yeah, should we call it?
Mm.
All right. All right. So not a lot to show this week, but hopefully
That's
uh
fine.
yeah, hopefully
Managed to talk like.
talk quite actually we talked quite a bit.
Yeah.
How long has it been? Let me see. 40 minutes.
Oh.
40 minutes.
Mm.
Hmm. All right. Then we'll call it a day.
Mm.
Okay. I will stop